Trustee Burbett.
Here.
Trustee Caveney. Trustee Crowley.
Here.
Trustee Hilly.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Killily.
Here.
Mayor LaRue. In the absence of Mayor LaRue, I'd ask the board for a motion to elect a temporary chairman for this evening's meeting.
I'd like to move that we appoint Trustee Crowley as temporary chairman.
Second.
Roll call.
Is that okay? She wasn't here for the vote.
Let the record reflect the trustee Kate
Yes.
is present.
Trustee Killily.
Aye.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Burbett.
Here. Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Hilly.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and good evening, everybody. First off, I'd like to recognize any commissions or organizations we have. We have beautification, and we have CPCS, and events, and traffic safety. Am I missing anybody?
We have CPSC. I don't know who CPCS.
CPSC, I'll never say it right. I'd like to open the floor for public comment. Anybody have any comment? Gina?
Okay, the beautification committee has been out decorating, and we still have some more to do, and we had some wonderful, wonderful volunteers that came out on Monday, and they really were great help. My second comment is the Gluzik food drive lighting ceremony will be November 25th from 5 to 8 p.m. over by Dylan's house at 3939 147th Place. Let's bring some food over, non-perishable food items, and we'll break his record from previous years. Thank you.
Thanks, Jean. Anybody else? I'll close the floor to public comment. Start off with trustee business. Trustee Johnson.
Thank you. I just want to provide a quick update. We provided, sort of tagging on what Jean said, we provided Dylan with the gift cards to distribute to the winners for the Halloween decorating contest. We thought it was a great community event. 28 houses actually registered, but many other houses were decorated, and there was a true sense of community. As a result, the events committee, which met last night, decided that it would support Dylan in his effort for a Christmas house decorating contest. We will be awarding $100 gift cards again. Again, the gift cards are for businesses in town. Houses have to be decorated by December 8th, and the judging will take place around December 15th. Dylan will be posting something on Facebook, so if anybody's interested in getting their house all decorated, we look forward to the beautiful houses here in Midlothian, and that's all I have.
Kathy, can I know last year, I can't remember, I think maybe trustee Killily suggested it. Would you guys consider opening it up for the businesses as well for decorating?
I can talk to Dylan, sure, we could add that as a category. Sure, great idea.
Trustee Burbett.
Nothing tonight, Pooba.
Thank you. Trustee Hilly.
Nothing tonight, ma'am.
Thank you. Trustee Caveney.
Of course I have some. This evening, or I'm sorry, late this afternoon, I sent the board an email with regards to the Moran Building, which is located at 4444 147th Street. The building is under contract. The purchasers are going to purchase the building and operate they're going to relocate their towing business there. This is a tow operation that they do not store cars. They are a preferred AAA provider, and so they just tow cars from point A to point B. They are looking to purchase this building because they would like to be able to keep their vehicles indoors when they are not in use. They currently, in the yard they're at in a neighboring community, it's an outdoor lot, and they had been experiencing some theft of their light bars off of their vehicles. A neighboring police department actually caught an offender and had caught him with their tow bars in his possession and was able to return the equipment to the tow company. So they saw this building that was for sale, and they would like to purchase it to move in. I had gone on a tour of the building with Fire Prevention Officer Lonkar and our two building inspectors, Mark Surf and Karina. We went over there with the potential buyers, and we toured the building, and the idea was presented for them to perhaps apply for a waiver of the sprinkler system, and in lieu of a sprinkler system, they would install, there's a fire alarm system there, but the fire alarm system will be expanded to the whole entire building. And it will include heat sensors. I don't think every fire alarm system includes heat sensors, but in lieu of sprinkler systems, they would install heat sensors here. And then we would also require them to do some other very specific items, specific work inside the building. And so Mike Lonkar drafted a letter for the waiver, and then also drafted a waiver of liability. And both of those documents were sent to you guys this afternoon for your review. And Attorney Valadez, you were included in that email as well.
I didn't get it yet.
The only question I had, Kath, was, is this going to require a special use?
It does, and they are applying for a special use as well.
So should we approve this before we approve? I mean, the special use hasn't even come to us yet, so aren't we kind of putting this in front of the horse?
Well, they had asked for permission if they could move in advance, and so we had discussed this with the mayor, and the mayor was in favor of letting them do that, so long as they abide by all the conditions that are in that letter. We agreed that the mayor said that he would approve a conditional occupancy and a conditional business license, so long as they did put in the sprinklers, the alarm system in advance, and there was one other item in the letter.
So they will have, so do we still need to pass the special use,
Absolutely, they know
Before
that
we
they still
do this.
have to come. Well,
right?
no, they need to apply for a special use in order for them to, but you're correct, we are putting the cart before the horse. Okay. Pursuant to this letter, this is a waiver of, it's an agreement for sprinkler system waiver and special use permit. So in order for them to receive a conditional certificate of occupancy and a conditional business license prior to approval of special use ordinance, they have to install proper ventilation in the garage area. They have to install they have to upgrade the alarm system, including heat sensors. And they also have to submit their special use application and the fees and all the documentation that is necessary, which would include their architectural plans. And then their special use application and the architectural plans need to include the other 5 items that are listed here. So also, they would have to spray fire retardant foam spray on the decking. They would have to provide 4-hour fire rating on the wall between the garage space and the open space. The rear wall will require block sealer, and the restrooms need to be ADA compliant, and all of their work in the building has to abide by village codes and ordinances.
So we don't need to vote on this?
We do. We do need to vote on it because according to the ordinance, the board is required to approve the waiver of the installation of the sprinkler system.
I think the difficulty that we're having is that we're conflating a grant of the special use and a waiver of the sprinkler system.
Right.
So,
We're not granting the approval of the special use,
Correct.
but in order for them to,
And just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
because I don't know anything about it, what happens if the zoning board doesn't approve it and come here?
that's the difficulty in that.
Right.
That the best practice is for the village board to limit its discussion tonight to simply a waiver of the fire sprinkler system.
Okay.
Because when it goes to the special use process, the board should not, it's not advised, express any opinion with regard to a special use until that process goes forward.
Right. You're right. So we're not asking for a discussion, to Attorney Valdez's point, of a discussion or approval of the special use, just for the waiver. And this, because the conversation was had about all of it together, that's the reason that the letter was drafted the way it was.
And again, just, so that would allow the occupancy of the premises by the new owners. But again, that is not granting a special use. The
Correct.
conditions are applying to the occupancy, not to the special use.
Correct.
And Kathy, will they have so many days to meet their standards if the waiver is granted? So in other words, this isn't gonna be, dragged out for 3 months?
No,
Whereas
well-
they have to have it for, say, 45 days, or is that the next point where that's where the plan, or the zoning board would say this has to be done in the next number of
Right.
days?
One of the reasons why the special use is being referenced in here is because they are, in order for them to get their two conditional items, they are required to submit to us their special use application. By submission of their special use application and the fees, that starts the clock ticking on the days and the timing required for the property owner and the village to send notices to the community, for us to post it in the newspaper, for us to schedule the meeting. We're pushing for a January hearing on this. It might roll till February, but then also what will start the clock ticking is the site plan review committee will have to get together and vote and have a meeting with regards to this. And during that meeting, all the department heads review the plan. They state what their individual requirements would be. And in the special use, we could establish timing for when they have to have all these items done. So they would have to, after the zoning board meets, and if they approve the special use, then it comes to the village board. If the village board approves it, then that, in the ordinance, it would be stipulated that they have, 30 days from the date of the ordinance to submit their permit. And then they have 60 or 90 days from that time to get certain items done, or 120 days to get it all done.
Okay, so
So they're going to operate their business out of the building
Yes.
for maybe 6 months before they
Yeah,
comply with
again,
special use.
That is a very relevant question, but certainly the only legal position the village can
Approximately,
take
yes,
that
Don.
is defensible is that what the village board is doing today is it's resolving the occupancy issues for
not the business issue.
Yeah.
not the business issues. So therefore, the board is not saying today, by allowing a waiver of the sprinkler system, that they can have a temporary special use. There's no provision for that, especially since it has not gone to a hearing, the public hasn't
Right.
been notified. And so therefore, it can't be implied that they are, pursuant to your question, trustee, it can't be implied that the village is approving business operations for special use on premises before that process begins. With that said, once they're the owner, they have occupancy, there's nothing to keep them from occupying the premises, whether they park a truck there every couple of days, all that kind of stuff. If they're operating a business, that's left for another discussion. But one thing we can't do is say, it's okay for you to operate your business there prior to the special use grant by this board.
Did anybody else have anything? Did you want this on the consent agenda for next week, or do you want to,
Yes, please. Yeah.
Harris, could you put that on the consent agenda?
Yeah.
Anything else this evening, ma'am?
One other thing, I just wanted to give a warning, a heads up to our residents and our businesses to be wary of contractors who are coming to your residence or to your business and soliciting work, saying, hey, your driveway looks kind of a mess, we can patch that or fix that for you or replace it for you, or looks like you have siding and roof damage, let us come and fix that for you. We've had a complaint from a resident who seemed to have been misled, maybe swindled, I'm not sure what the right verb would be, by a contractor who came, solicited them in their front yard while they were raking leaves, and this homeowner agreed to let them do some work, and it turned out to be less than stellar, and there was no permit pulled for the work that was done that should have had a permit. So the bigger concern is not necessarily the permit. The bigger concern is that residents are falling for solicitors who are coming to their door soliciting them to, hire them to do work for them. I would strongly suggest that anybody that comes to your door, you ask them if they have a solicitation permit from the village. We require all solicitors to register with the village so the village knows that they're out there. And if you do decide that you're gonna hire a company to do work, make sure before you sign the contract, contact the village building department, confirm if this company is licensed with the village to do business in the village. Because if they are, they would have a certificate of insurance on hand with the village. And, and make sure that they're not on the do not hire list of the village. We do have one of those. And just kind of do your homework beforehand, especially if you're going to be spending thousands of dollars on a new roof or siding or a driveway. Just contact the village and just double check.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything else? That's it? Yep. Trustee Kelly.
Thank you. Treasurer Britton has asked us to approve carrying over 2 unused vacation days till next year. So I'd like to make that motion to allow Treasurer Britton to carry over 2 unused vacation days to 2024.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Killily,
Aye.
Trustee Cavey,
Aye.
Trustee Burbette,
Aye.
Trustee Crowley,
Aye.
Trustee Hilly,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. I do have a few things on Trustee Crowley's business for tonight. I'm not sure how I said talk about myself. But the first thing on my agenda is I'd like to make a motion to approve the yearly ammunition purchase of the police department in the amount of $14,995.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Crowley,
Aye.
Trustee Hilly,
Aye.
Trustee Burbette,
Aye.
Trustee Cavey,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next 2 things on my agenda are the purchases of vehicles. The police department would like to purchase 2 vehicles. Those vehicles will be moved around so that current vehicles can be used in some of our special units that the police department is assigning, like a tactical unit. These vehicles will be paid for out of seized funds. So I wanted to see if anybody had any questions. Chief Delaney put a blurb on it on board docs. If anybody had any questions or problems. And I'd like to ask that be on the consent agenda for next week. And the second is, it is the year that we are able to purchase our Metro vehicle. And this is the vehicle that Metro allows us to purchase every 4 to 5 years for maintaining and monitoring and collecting the funds from the Metro lot. I confirmed with Treasurer Britton today that we are eligible as of this year. So I would like to put that. Chief Delaney also contacted Curry Motors to get all of the cost information. Did you send that to me? Did you send it to me today? No, not for Curry, because we hadn't done it yet.
Oh, I sent it to you.
I think you sent it to me, I just didn't see it yet. I'll send it to the board, but I would ask that would be on the agenda for next week as well, because they do have a vehicle. So we would be paying for the second car out of Metro funds. Anybody okay with that?
Did you include Deputy Clerk Harris on it too? So she has it for the agenda?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
I haven't sent it yet. I'll send it as soon as we're done here. Next on my list is I did send an email to the board yesterday or Monday. The police department has narrowed down and would like to make an offer of employment for a new police clerk. I sent an email to everybody. If any, the salary range was within what the scale was for the position. And this person has a master's degree and is coming from another police department. So if anybody has any questions, you can certainly email me or call me. Otherwise, I would ask that would be on the consent agenda for next week. Chief Delaney, if you could get Deputy Clerk Harris the information for the consent agenda. We also have our toy drive for the Community Policing and Safety Committee in full swing. We have an amazing number of businesses that are participating this year. We've been posting it on social media and on our village website. If anybody has any questions, you can contact the police department, you can send me an email. But there is an Amazon wish list, so if you can't get out or you're not sure, feel free to go on. Once you purchase it, it will be sent directly to the police department. And then finally, tonight for my business, I would just like to bring up an incident that happened in the village last weekend. As everybody knows, for probably about 4.5 years now, we've had a micro pantry right outside Village Hall. Unfortunately, on Friday night into Saturday, I'm getting my days a little confused because of the holiday, the micro pantry was vandalized. The police department has done an investigation, and we asked Chief Delaney to give us some results of that investigation. But I would like to clear up some of the misconception as of right now. So as of right now, the village board has not made any decision on whether or not we will continue to have a micro pantry there. We are giving the people who've been involved since the beginning and have done all of the hard work in maintaining this some time to think about if it's something they want to continue, and if not, if another group would like to try to take it over, that would be something that the village board would have to decide. But I want to thank the people who have taken all of their time and hard work and their sweat and personal money and everything else to make the micro pantry the success that it was. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations with it, and I know they've gone through a number of things with maintaining it, and it's become quite a big chore. So I know there's a lot of people who appreciate it, and I know there's a lot of people who are, who are sad that it's not up and running right now. The future of it will be up to the village board at some point, but we had our core group of admins who've done fantastic. They've, through rain, sleet, shine, snow, holidays, they've been out there, and we truly appreciate that. And I know there's a number of people who do it just on a regular basis and don't say anything. So to everybody who's participated, we truly appreciate it and we thank you. And I know there's a lot of people who have benefited from it, and so I hope everyone remembers that. Chief Slaney?
Yes, ma'am. On the early morning hours of November 11th, it was brought to the police department's attention that the micro pantry was vandalized. We still have the operating system of the cameras here at the Village Hall / Old PD. So we had the officers come and review the cameras and investigate the matter. They were able to identify the offender from previous contacts that we've had with the person. In the interim, they didn't go arrest her because we were trying to determine the value of it to see if we can pursue felony charges against her. It doesn't look like we will be able to obtain felony charges, so she will be arrested in the coming days for misdemeanor criminal damage of property.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And that concludes my business for this evening. Next, I have legal business. Attorney Valadez.
Okay, 2 weeks ago, I informed the board that the contract that was offered for the property located at 15207 Lawndale Avenue had been terminated as a result of the attorney modification provisions and inspection provisions of the contract. That particular buyer has made a new offer that is still the top bid, and I believe that the mayor and Lenny File will be presenting to you a new contract next Wednesday to sell the property to the same buyer.
We'll have to have that under
Yes.
the mayor's business
Yes.
for approval?
Yes.
Okay.
And a little caveat, since we are selling municipal properties, we will need 6 votes from the board. So one trustee is
When
not
is that coming
present.
up?
Next Wednesday?
I
So-
won't be here.
I may or may not be here.
Okay, that, if there are two trustees missing, it would be impossible to approve the contract under the municipal code.
And next week will be a expedited meeting.
It'll be a short
so-
meeting as well, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a short meeting. So maybe it's
I
better
will
to put
make
it
it-
on the agenda for the following week?
Well, I'm having surgery Monday, so I don't know what my,
If you're having surgery, can we have him call in?
Yes, that could work.
yeah, I could do that if that.
I mean, I
if
could
I'm-
call in too. I mean, if I needed to, I could call in.
The mayor can vote, we could
Oh,
have
I
five
can't call in
trustees.
because I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
sick.
no.
You're not sick.
We have
I'm not
five
sick.
trustees and the mayor.
Okay.
So, okay.
So we-
So if
we
we
just
need
need
you,
one.
we'll have you call in.
We'll see how I feel.
We'll have you call in to say yes?
I didn't say that.
And to be clear, because the contract before you was still the highest bid, and because there are other reasons which Lenny and the mayor will explain to the board next week as to why it's in the best interest to go with this buyer, I see no issues with regard to having to rebid it again.
Is that it, sir?
That's it.
Clerk Maskell?
I have nothing tonight, ma'am.
Deputy Clerk? Oh, nothing tonight either. Then I'd be asking the board to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Oh, sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Any opposed, trustee Killily?
Not tonight.
Okay.
Then as the mayor would say, have a good evening, everybody.